Hidden Object Guru here with hot new game Chicken Cannon. Stats! I have no stats. I haven't played the game yet. Let's play the new game. So, I'm not saying how long we're going to play this, but it was literally called a rage game, so I'm a little worried.
I don't know what that means.
Jump from one cannon to another. Oh, okay.
Where's the other cannon?
Oh.
Huh?
There.
Oh, there.
So if you can't reach the next cannon, you just have to reset. Okay.
I had some pretty good teachers in high school too, Maddie. I mean, there were some that were atrocious.
Come on,
but
come on, come on, come on, come on!
most
Chicken!
Chicken were amazing. And I had some really good history.
They're like, try going through the barn.
My
How?
favorite
There's a thing in the way.
history teacher was a legendary alcoholic, not recovered.
I can flip my wings!
Word has it he was not always sober when teaching, but still a damn good teacher. He had a puppet of Rolf from the Muppets, and if you did something extraordinary, you got to play with Rolf.
Awesome.
He looked like a Bela Lugosi, and he used to chase students down the hallway because he knew people were terrified of him
Quite reasonable.
that hadn't taken his classes, obviously. And literally
What is
would do
that?
like the Bela Lugosi as
Dracula
as
thing, yeah.
Dracula run after people skipping class.
Totally reasonable thing to do.
Once caught me skipping class on, annual skip day, and made me come to his class.
Annual
Even
skip
though-
day, or as I call it, any day I didn't feel like going to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
tried
I
going
did
through
too.
the barn. It did not work out for me, so we're not doing that again.
Yeah, he was an amazing teacher. Once I was legal to go to the bars, I used to bump into him at the local bar all the time, and he was super fun to drink with. Not in a creepy way, just like, would be
If
at the
you
bar,
were
and he would get
canon-
into the best conversations. Once met Pierre Trudeau in a bar and had great stories about Pierre Trudeau. For those of you from America, Pierre Trudeau was one
Wait.
of our prime ministers, Justin Trudeau's father.
They told me to go into the barn, but there's nowhere in here to shoot. Was this a prank they were playing on me? I think it is.
Maybe she's through the window.
Nope.
Ooh.
Alright. We'll just keep going.
Oh no, I skipped all the time. I literally got busted by one of my favorite teachers skipping school to hang out in the school library
Okay.
because I wanted to do my own research and just didn't care about what they were teaching in class.
Alright, everybody. You will believe a chicken can fly. Oh my god, is this happening? No, it's not. Oh no!
Boing.
Oh!
No! Chicky!
Poor
chicken
Chicky.
drowned.
I'm sure he's fine. There's wig hair all over your room. Well, you're making a wig. That's always going to happen.
You're making a wig?
Well, adjusting a wig.
Oh, okay.
Like, you have to give a wig a haircut if you want it to look like the
I see.
specific character you want, right?
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Or I guess you call it a wig cut. What?! I can't believe that worked! Look behind those houses. Yeah, I don't see anything back there. You're saying there's something back here? There was not anything back here!
They suck.
I think this game is teasing me. The worst part is, that wasn't a checkpoint cannon.
Oh, boo.
There's a cannon over there, but it's also not a checkpoint cannon.
Oh, nice, Maddie. Good luck with your learners.
Nope. We encourage everyone to start driving as soon as
Is
possible.
it still, just a test for you? Or do you have to do, a driving test? Or is it just a written test?
Good question.
Because I know it changed in Ontario, but I have no idea what it is in your province.
Alright, trying to see if there's a cannon over here. Yeah, so there's a cannon. If you go behind the barn, there's a new golden cannon.
Ah.
Come on, you got this, Burb.
Bird! Oh no, you
Not even
missed.
close.
do your final driving test next Tuesday? That's awesome, Marissa.
Yep, she's going to be driving before you know it.
And what is the first song you will play when you have your driver's license when you're driving?
Obviously, something off of her Dear Evan soundtrack.
No.
I know, I'm
You're
disappointed
gonna have it be
too.
car themed.
Maybe there's a car themed song in that. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe you can blast through the door of the barn. Maybe you can knock the F out of that door. Just go straight. Okay, that was not great.
Tough Boy, nice.
There you go. That is
See,
the best song.
I always go Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. It just seems appropriate.
It really doesn't. It's not an upbeat, fun driving
I
car
know.
song at all.
But it's a great song.
I didn't say it's a bad song. I'm saying, like, you can't pick a more depressing song to go for a drive with.
That's true.
The answer, as always, is Tough Boy. The best song Japan has ever offered us. Japan has only ever offered us two great things in the world. One,
That's not true.
Sushi? Those two stand-up comedians, the comedy team that then was in that game that got turned into that terrible game for the TurboGrafx 16, and the song Tough Boy. That's the most obscure reference I've ever made.
Yo. No one knows what Tough Boy is, Maddie.
No, it's not because you're Gen Z. It's because you didn't watch Fist of the North Star 2.
Yeah. He's literally making a reference to something almost no one knows. I feel like you need to land in that cannon and then shoot yourself out that door. There you go.
Yeah, that's what the whole plan was.
I didn't realize. Good.
The fact that I was talking about it didn't tip you off?
I wasn't listening.
She often doesn't listen to me, peeps. It's how I know I'm cared for.
Cool.
Oh, the door's open now!
Yay.
The door stays open.
Well, that's handy.
No, it's not as handy as you want it to be. Come on, we got this. No, it's not happening.
Bouncy.
Alright, here we go.
So, what do you think was the best Donald bit?
That's a good question.
Was it the lottery thing?
It might be his lottery routine.
Or was it, what was the dog one?
Which dog one?
Something about a dog and Hitler?
What? I would have to think about that.
Yeah, there was a whole...
I think, honestly, one of his last routines ever, which was him talking about World War II and how Germany tried to go to war with the world. And you think, oh, the whole world. You're going to war with the world. What do you think you are? Mars? And you think going all over the world, it'd be over in a minute. No, it was actually close. Norm Macdonald. You're the king of comedy.
Wait.
He's almost got it.
No.
You've got this. No, he doesn't have
He
this.
doesn't have that.
Oh. Yeah, that was a rough one, Maddie. I think the Afghan evacuation thing... No!
Oh!
The thing that ticked me off is watching all the media pretend to care about Afghanistan, right? Was knowing that they had just spent the past 20 years pretending Afghanistan didn't exist.
Yeah.
And I knew that 1 week later, they wouldn't care about this anymore. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Like, the media really disgusted me with the way they treated the Afghanistan thing. Yeah, and that's why they really disgusted me. Because they had spent 20 years ignoring it, and we're going to go back to not caring about it in exactly 1 week, which is exactly what happened.
Yes, Marissa, you are Mars.
Boom. She am a Mars. Is this happening?
Son
What?
of a bitch!
What is happening?
Goddamn chicken!
Get it together, chicken. I mean, I know it's literally called a rage game. I get it, but Jesus.
Oh, is that what they mean by rage
Yes.
game? Oh, son of a...
I'm getting good at that first shot, though.
Yeah. Well, you've done it enough times.
800 times at last count, yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, we're not really in a position to, Maddie. We only have a support-based military. We don't have an invasion-based military. There's not a lot Canada's in a position to do. Not many countries are. I mean, you ask, why has America done so well over the past 300 years? Nobody there, it had no enemies to attack it. That's it. Like, it's really hard to do a war over extremely long distances. Why do you think Japan lost World War II so quickly? I mean, you can say, well, it took 4 years to defeat them. Well, it only took 3. Remember, the war started for them in and it was basically over in 1941, and it was over midway through 1945. So that's really only 3 years and a bit. But it was after Midway. The war was over. Japan just didn't want to give up. Like, once Midway was over and Japan's fleet was decimated, like, yeah, the war's done. The Japanese military was just too prideful to let it be done.
We're pretty giant, Maddie. In what way do you mean bigger?
I think he means more people.
Ah.
We have almost no people, but we have, you know, the second biggest country on Earth. Gotcha. Power generally just comes from having a large population, Maddie. That's really all it is. Or, you know, a willingness to do evil. Boom. China, powerful nation because they got a ton of people. America, powerful nation because they have a ton of people. Brazil, surprisingly powerful nation because they have a ton of people. Come on.
Get it, coffee. Nice. I'm getting...
Wow. So I bounce it, I ricochet it off here, and yup, done!
Yay, you did it!
Oh, thank God. So what were you getting? Said you were getting something? Okay, she's not talking to me, people.
I have no idea what I was going to say.
Cool.
Did you know that we have a bridge connecting Canada to Canada?
I have no idea what that means, Maddie.
We border France? Well, yeah, we have plenty of bridges connecting Canada to Canada.
We don't border France, though.
Well,
don't know
no,
what that
there's an
means.
island in the Atlantic that
Oh,
belongs
yes,
to
of
France.
course. Yes. I see what you're saying. Then yes, we do. There's actually a bunch of islands in the Atlantic that belong to
But
France.
there's one
yes.
that's like super
Close
close
to
to
Canada,
Canada
yes.
that technically belongs to France. Boing, boing.
Yeah, it's not going to work. I think my favorite story ever is the time the Nazis put up a World War II listening post in Greenland to see if they could catch, you know, signals of boats shipping out.
Yeah.
And they put a thing on it that said Canadian Weather Service. Because it just looked like a piece of random machinery. So they're like, we'll just write down Canadian Weather Service on it. Who's going to know? And the crazy part is, nobody knew.
Yeah.
Because the Americans who found it didn't think to check with the Canadian government. They just assumed that was true. Oh my God, I just realized I can move the hay bales by shooting a chicken into them. And give me a clear shot at the camera. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty badass. Chicken indeed, woman. Chicken indeed.
Right? That's Catherine. She's the leader of the Coffee Clutch.
She is. One of the things for which she's best known.
She and Vicky the Vixen like to hang out a lot.
They're cuddle monsters is
They
what
do.
they are. Alright. This cannon had just a little more power.
Vicky's going to be legit sad that she had to spend time away from Catherine.
That's why I said she spends 90% of her time in a cuddle. Yes! Oh, okay, behind these houses. Little higher, little higher, little higher. You saw how close that was, right? This is the one that kills me. This is the one I can never do.
Maddie, I don't actually... The Nazis did try to put one of those stations on Newfoundland, but, one, Newfoundland wasn't part of Canada yet.
No, it was
So,
its own country.
Technically not Canada. And two, the Newfies immediately figured out what they were doing, didn't they?
Yep.
And we're like, yeah, no. Get out.
Oh,
And drove them off. Isn't that the legendary
I
story?
believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, didn't they first start effing with them?
Yeah, mate. That
In
sounds like
true-
something Newfies
In
would
true
do.
Newfie fashion.
Sounds like something
Yeah.
the Newfies would get up
Newfoundland
to.
didn't actually join Canada until after World War II. because they ran out of money fighting in World War II. Newfoundland joined the fight in World War II before Canada did, which we
There it is.
Canada as a nation joined real early,
We did.
right behind England, but Newfoundland was there first.
Well, the minute there was a threat that England was going to be invaded,
yeah.
Canada came in, but Newfoundland had already joined.
Yeah.
All right.
It was only discovered, really?
And you were right. Marissa knew the other day that it was Vicky or Catherine.
Nice.
And if only she had used that information to figure out today's, she could have protected her record with another win.
Yeah.
This is happening. This is happening. This is... Come on!
Not happening.
You're the worst.
It would be cool if you could unlock some sort of like parachute feature.
You might be able to. Like, we've just started the game. Who knows what you can unlock?
Look! Wind turbines!
Oh, I love
So
wind
pretty.
turbines the most. They look like beautiful mechanical swans. Who wouldn't want one in their neighborhood?
I don't understand it. They're not.
I just love the people. I love people like complaining about the noise, and I'm like, oh, so you're just lying and have never been one? Because we drive by them all the time now
They are not
with our
loud.
windows open. Like, I slowed down and opened up my windows, and I'm like, can you even hear that thing? And the answer is, no, you can't hear it.
And yes, we, live on a somewhat major street, but still.
No, when we were driving to...
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, comparing it to the noise we hear when we're at home.
We don't hear any noise. We don't hear street noise unless there's a siren.
Yeah.
Or we open a window. You close your window? If you open your window, you're probably not going to hear the wind turbine. If you close it, there's no chance you're going to hear the wind turbine. Again, the blades are 200 feet in the air. Well, not 200, but 120 feet in the air. Like, you're not going to hear them. I do know, Trung. It was terrible.
I understand.
It was Beirut's,
Marissa.
what do you call it? It was Beirut's Halifax explosion.
The plushie cam is all just about the plushie love.
I know, Marissa. You just respect the plushies. And you like being part of the plushie story. I got no luck on this thing. Is there another cannon I'm supposed to go to on the way? No, there really isn't. There's a cannon over there. Water wheel!
Yeah, I thought it was discussed, but I still think there's a story. Maybe it was on Newfoundland proper, but I still think there's a story about them, like the local residents just effing with them constantly. But maybe I'm wrong.
Nobody lives near 200 wind turbines. No one on Earth. Honestly, most of them are offshore. That's the crazy part. And they don't bother anybody offshore. It's just a nice, pretty thing in the distance when you're at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who think they're ugly have no sense of class or taste. It's mostly rich people who famously have no sense of class or taste. For example, the Met Gala.
I still love the Met Gala.
I know, because it's very dumb rich people dressing ridiculously.
There's a whole thread on by a comedy writer, from Barry?
From Barry, yeah.
Where she was like, no one tell me what the Met Gala is about this year.
I don't want to know the theme.
I'm going to try and figure it out based on what people are wearing.
And the answer was soda
Seltzer.
can.
No, seltzer.
But then she found one that looked like a LaCroix.
Yeah, but those are seltzers.
I didn't know LaCroix was a seltzer.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought there was booze in there.
It's bubbly. No, it's
Oh,
just bubbly
nice.
water.
Disgusting.
But then there was conversation about how, alcoholic drinks are just seltzer with alcohol.
That's true. No! Oh my god. That's true, Marissa. The plushie cam was Marissa's idea.
Yeah.
100%.
Snacks!
You say that, Hans, but as you can see, there's no other cannons. See? Like, there's literally...
Dang it. How the hell do you say cannon in French?
Fusile? Because fusillade is French for a thing of cannons.
Yeah, I think fusile is it.
Might be. That might be rifle, though. I'd have to check. Yeah. Seltzer, Maddie, is any carbonated water.
Yeah.
Perrier. Or some such.
LaCroix. Or LaCroix.
Yeah. Any carbonated water or sparkling water is a seltzer.
Buble?
Ugh.
That's one of them?
Say, look. There's no other cannons, Hans. It specifically tells you to shoot high in the air so you can scout around whenever you get a 2 new golden cannon, and It's the only one I've found. Don't know, Trung. Probably because people don't like accepting responsibility for their actions.
Nope.
If there's one thing people hate more than anything else, it's admitting they were wrong. And, yeah, that only leads to disaster. Marissa has done the research and found out when the first plushie cam was.
Nice.
Because it was after we got a PS5 and Bugsnax.
Yeah, Bugsnax!
And you might be wondering, how'd you know it was after a PS5? Well, I'm like, well,
Bugsnax.
we got a PS5 with the money we made for making videos about Supermassive Games' disastrous Little Hope, which, ironically, so the very thing that paid for my Xbox and Xbox X and PlayStation 5 is the thing that is sabotaging our attempts to monetize videos about House of Ashes.
Yeah. Hey, Unabridged!
Unabridged made it!
Bonjour, Unabridged.
Yeah, I've been enjoying this game, obviously. I'm not a crazy person, it's a ton of fun. But we are going to have to stop playing now, because no matter what I do, I just can't make this shot. And there's no other cannons anywhere around, see? Like, if there was a cannon back here and I was supposed to triangulate my way over to it, that'd be one thing. But there just isn't. Yeah, you're right, Hans. Where would the next cannon even be after the one in the middle of a frigging city? Where could you possibly be supposed to go next?
You hate sparkling water. I don't know. Sometimes I kind of like it. Sometimes I don't. See, we're talking about Unabridged. A comedy writer on Twitter decided not to find out what the Met Gala's theme was and just tried to figure it out via their costumes. And decided it was seltzer. Which was a funny Twitter thread.
Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. If you flap while pointing upwards, you'll get more air. That's what I've been doing wrong. I'd assumed flapping was flapping, but no, you have to flap while looking up to get the air you need.
If any of you out there in America are offended by Maddie's comment about America being a third world country, you have to know he lives in Alberta.
So he knows from where he speaks.
Of the provinces. Well, there's Saskatchewan, but no one remembers Saskatchewan.
Oh!
Come on, that was funny.
It was hilarious.
You made it!
So you're saying it's behind the watermill?
It's not a checkpoint. You're screwed.
You're the worst.
Sorry.
But you already knew that.
Fly! Chicken! Fly!
Where's the cannon?
There it is. Under the roof?
You have to shoot in through the window of the watermill.
Oof.
So that's something we're not going to be doing. Just FYI, I've had a great time with Chicken Cannon. Not going to pretend I wasn't. But at a certain point, you have to accept that you're not going to succeed at a game. And that point was being told I have to shoot through the window of a watermill. And I'm like, nope, what's happening? Hey, Jeremy, what's up?
You were literally sitting on Jeremy Gruffin. Well,
I don't think that counts as sitting at all.
Come on, Maddie, let's start a beef. Come on.
Oof.
We'll show everybody else how Canadians beef.
And the answer is, you should know, Maddie, you live there. You should know better than anybody. Careful. I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Get it? Shot.
I don't.
You said you'd give it a shot trying to get to the watermill from the Golden Cannon. Cannons, what do cannons do? They shoot you.
I still don't get it.
Okay.
Nope, there's a tree blocking the window from that angle, Hans. Look.
Drowning
You literally
chicken!
have to triangulate. And I can't stress this part enough. Look at how difficult it is to make that shot inside the watermill.
Drowning
And the crazy part is, because you shoot at that angle, you have to, like, in order to get to the next cannon, you have to bounce off of a tree to angle yourself towards the place you need to go. And the crazy part is, if you manage to do it, That's not even a continue canon. Alright, so this has been Chicken Cannon. The ragiest rage game around. Like, you were not lying, developers of Chicken Cannon. This is as ragey as rage games get. It is brutal and punishing, exactly what people want out of a rage game. And if you're looking for a rage game, I cannot recommend this one highly enough. For now, though, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons for that. Coming up, questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comment section below the video. We'll see you back here for more new and/or upcoming games. But until then, I'll say that's right. Au revoir.
No, his arms looks pretty intact, Marissa.
Yeah, he's very stable Jeremy Gruffle. As is his cute little tail. With the cutest little tail, that Jeremy
I'm
Gruffle.
checking out the arms. They're pretty secure.
Yeah.
And if they fall off, I have plenty of thread.
I'm quite good at sewing. I just
When did
don't
you
like to
mail?
do it.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're done.